I noticed it right away. I was like, wow, that's just such a little nuance that they added to it. You know, whereas Joel Schumacher put titties on George Clooney's Batman, but at least they were like, yeah, you know, let's hear them boots.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to our third episode of Popcast. I am Christian.
And I am still Everett. And a lot of you didn't think we'd make it to episode 3, but here we are.
Here we are.
Another hour-ish of excitement-ish.
Fingers crossed.
I see you got a Batman mug over there.
Got a Batman.
Do you want to talk about it briefly without spoilers, just in case?
It's been a week. If you haven't seen it yet, it's kind of on you. If you don't want to hear some spoilers, maybe don't listen.
You think?
Nah, we'll do it spoiler-free.
Spoiler-free. Guaranteed.
Thoughts? Spoiler-free.
It's so much different than what Nolan was going for. The immediate reaction is the tone of the city. Gotham is insane looking. A lot of the scenes that Christopher Nolan's had, and it wasn't bad, it worked for his Bruce Wayne, is he's driving his Lambo. It's bright. It's daylight. I don't even think the sun really came out in this Gotham. Like it did, you know, at golden hour when it needed to, cinematically wise, but it was dark and it was mood. Yeah. And it did it very
Always
effectively.
Raining.
Yeah.
Oh, it was very much Seven-esque. So, I think I told you this when we left the theater, but when I first saw Dark Knight, my immediate thought was, all right, this is a cinematic Batman rather than, you know, a superhero movie. It was Nolan, so obviously it was a cinematic film.
I'm just thinking, wow, it is 14 years ago.
I know,
it's
that's
old.
crazy.
Okay.
Stop.
2 scores.
And then the first half of this film, in my mind, I was thinking, wow, this makes Dark Knight look like another DC movie.
Yeah.
Because it was beautiful. The cinematography in it was outrageous. It changed up a bit throughout. One thing I could say, it was way too long. It was way too long.
I agree. I just want to correct myself. I said scores a minute ago. Score is 20 years.
Is it?
So I meant to say when it was...
You could have fooled me.
2008. It's 7 years is the quote everyone knows. Just wanted to point
Lincoln,
out.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, good old Lincoln.
Rest in peace to my friend.
He lives on forever on the penny. Which we might not have much longer.
I agree that the Batman was too long. It's almost like they gave a little bit too much free range, much like Stephen King. He could use an editor. You know, it's just like, okay, well, let's see what you're willing to do. It had, for me, 3 false endings. And I won't go into what they are, but we were like, all right, there's a nice little bow on the movie. It's about to be done, Batman. And it was like, no, don't forget about this.
Psych!
And they brought it to another spot and then built it up. And then I thought it was over. And it wasn't. One thing I really liked, and will still go with the commitment, spoiler free, Batman is not the beacon of hope that Nolan's trilogy set him up to be. This is a year 2 Batman, and I think it's very clear from Pattinson's eyeliner and performance that he doesn't know what Batman to be. He's got a lot of, you know, somebody on Twitter comment in there like, oh, Christian Bale's the best Batman because he made Batman sexy. If you look at it, there is nothing sexy about this story. No. It's a kid whose parents are shot in front of him, and crime is so rampant in the city, he has to do something. It's not like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, what was I going to say? I saw a review where they said that everybody in this film hates Batman. Even the filmmakers hate Batman.
Yeah.
And like looking at it, it's like, all right, I kind of see that in a way. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I think Colin Farrell was a standout in it.
If he had about 10 more minutes of performance, he'd probably get an Oscar nom.
Well, good to know that HBO is going to be making a series based off of his character with Colin Farrell.
That's so interesting.
That's really cool.
He's a EP on that, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
What did you think of Dano's Riddler?
Unfortunately, well, one, it was good, but with an asterisk next to it, he gets typecast in those weirdo roles, big bifocals.
Right.
I mean, first, Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners.
And he was excellent.
He's great in it. That's
he was
fine.
excellent in what was the other movie I was thinking where he plays a weirdo? Which other one? There Will Be Blood. He was excellent. I think he went for something, and I think he went too far with it.
With Riddler? Mm-hmm. Really?
Without spoiling it, without giving any scenes away. Mm-hmm. There were certain scenes where it's just like, oh god, he's just a whiny little baby. And I know what he was going for. It just, I don't know. It didn't hit the mark for me. I think 50-50. First half of the film, great. Second half of the film, I think that goes with the whole movie too. Like the first half of the film was like, whoa. And then the second half is like, when is this going to end?
I agree.
But all in all, I gave it an 8. I know you gave it, what, an 8?
I would watch it again. I'd gladly watch it again. Not back to back, but definitely an 8. I'd say a modest 8 right now. Maybe an 8.5 eventually.
The director's cut's coming out on Blu-ray.
Oh, is it?
5.5 hours long.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I was like, what?
But no.
It's
Anyway,
1/4 of a day almost. 1/5.
It's 4 scores of a day.
What are you doing Sunday?
I'm locked in, man.
Yeah. Oh
But
my
if you
God.
haven't gone saw it yet, if you haven't seen it yet, let me try to speak English properly. You should probably go see it. I would recommend seeing it in theaters. I mean, it is a big staple movie. It's an event, so.
It definitely feels like a different form of blockbuster. It is a nice, refreshing step away of what Marvel's been doing ever since I was born, basically.
God, it has been long.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you could tell that's how we're getting.
99?
Ang Lee's Hulk?
Yeah.
03.
Was it 03? Okay.
Yeah, it had to be. And then Ed Norton's Incredible Hulk, and it was pretty good.
So Ed Norton's Incredible Hulk is the only one that's canon.
Technically,
right?
so yeah.
He's hard to work with.
I will say this about Riddler. He's not like a really crazy villain like that in the comic books. I mean,
I know. And
so that
honestly,
was cool.
He wasn't even a villain in this movie without spoiling anything. If you think about it, if you stop and think,
have you seen
what
Iron Man 3?
makes him different from Batman?
You seen Iron Man 3?
Yes.
Isn't it like that? I haven't seen that in a while. But
with,
Guy Pearce.
Ian McKellen. No.
I know it's
What's
on the
his name?
tip
What the
of my-
fuck's his name?
Ben
Jesus.
Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley. Thank you.
Yeah, he plays a villain. I think it's a Mandalorian or something, right?
No, Mandalorian, Star Wars.
What the hell's his name in that?
Oh God, I haven't.
Okay, anyways,
it's not that great of a
where
movie.
you think he's the villain, but really he's
He's
not
just a stoner
the
actor.
villain. Something. I would say what Dano did with the role was cool, and it seemed like, to be honest, for 3 hours, maybe give 15 minutes to Penguin,
Yeah.
and 20 minutes to Riddler, and the rest of it is just mood and
long walks where you don't see him, you just hear him coming with his boots.
there's too much exposition with Catwoman.
Yeah.
And
and there was
everything
no
going on.
it wasn't a real connection between the two of them. I didn't feel it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you got to see it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Make your own decision. Let us know down in the comments if you have seen it yet, what your thoughts are, if you agree with us, if you don't agree with us. And if you do see it, come back and tell us whether we were right or not.
It's funny you said that about his suit, because one of the first things I picked up on was the sound design of it, where you can hear the suit. It's like a leather, like you could hear the boots on the hardwood, and it's. I guess you probably have to be into film to really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's true. I think if you are a film nerd,
I noticed it right away. I was like, wow, that's just such a little nuance that they added to it. You know, whereas Joel Schumacher put titties on George Clooney's Batman, but at least they were like, let's hear them boots.
So the cinematography, the sound design, the set decoration, and the score.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Except for the one, like the main theme sounded like Star Wars.
I'd have to listen to it again. I
Like
just know
dun,
that.
dun,
Okay.
dun, 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 dun. And that one just kind of cuts off the end. It's like dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
okay. Yeah.
You remember? Like, but everything else, like all the little scores in between everything.
You did those sounds great.
Did I? I want to be a human musician.
He was in the
Human
marching
music
band.
box. I was in the marching band.
Yeah.
I stayed in the back.
Have you seen The Crow?
Which one?
The original,
Yes.
Brandon Lee.
Mm-hmm.
the mood of that city.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And
So good.
I guess it's not every movie deserves that. Like, you can't watch a Cameron Diaz rom-com and it's set in that city. Where she's like going out.
The Mask.
For the night. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Imagine The Mask in that type of,
Crackhead
like,
alley, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just in that feel, that theme.
the first shot that we really see of Gotham is this beautiful, wide. I can't even think of the term.
And it looks like New York City. It's not like this made-up city.
Yeah, it's got the billboards
Yeah.
and stuff. I also love the production design of Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And it's got the mood,
Has
the
the same
neon
feel.
lights. It's just a beautiful ambiance.
So is Gotham based off of New York or Chicago?
I don't know. They probably left it open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Where it is whatever city is thriving at the moment. Because Batman's whole thing is kill the rich, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
his parents are mugged by the poor, and it's poor versus the rich. They hate
Right.
the Waynes. And so I don't know. I've always pictured it New York City.
Yeah, it's the same, but I don't know. For some reason, I got Chicago vibes in some of it. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
So while you think of what to say, I asked you a question.
Oh, sorry.
Did you like, and I'm going to tie this in, do you think that Robert Pattinson made a better Batman or a better Bruce Wayne?
Batman.
Eh?
I'm trying to think. I hated Christian Bale's Batman. The stupid voice he made.
Didn't really bother me.
Where is he? I
Where's
hated it.
no? That's Aaron Eckhart. Where's Rachel?
Yeah. Where's Rachel? I hated it. I like Bat, but the thing is, there's literally no difference between Batman and Bruce Wayne in this one. He's literally the same person. He doesn't change his voice. He has those weird brooding stares that he does,
Yeah,
and like you see Gordon stare at him at the funeral, and it's like, you're Batman. He should have put two and two together. I mean, I don't know, but there wasn't enough Penguin, and I like what they did with Penguin as opposed to obviously Schumachers. Was it Schumachers? No,
That was Tim Burton's.
Yeah, that's Tim Burton's.
Yeah. Like Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Yeah, like Danny DeVito's Penguin is iconic, but
The dirty old Long
they-
Johns.
they-
That's what does it for me.
yeah, eating the fish with his big ass nose. They made him a real person in this. Mm-hmm. He's just a mobster. It's cool.
You like the De Niro?
Yeah, it was
De Niro.
that's what he was
Colin
doing.
Farrell?
He was pulling out his inner De Niro.
Well, you know what? Good for him. He did it
Yeah,
well.
no, he
Because
did.
if
He
you
did
ever
it great.
listen to how he really talk, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not like a
He's
British
Irish.
Bobby.
He's
Oh
Irish.
yeah, he's got.
He's
Yeah.
Irish.
You ever seen In Bruges?
I have. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite movie. Of
That's a
his.
fun one.
This is actually. I mean, all right. You can't compare the two. If you think about it,
In what
Batman
regard?
and In Bruges, like his performance.
Oh no. I'm just saying. I mean, like remembering what he really sounds like.
Yeah, no, but I was saying
and
Bruges is
maybe
my favorite
any
movie from
American
his.
could do Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
But having an
Gonna
Irish
meet me.
guy, you gonna meet me. You gonna meet the
I don't
parrots.
sound like that. Yeah, you do.
That's my favorite.
A little bit.
To touch on what I asked you of what you thought of Pattinson's Batman Bruce Wayne, I like Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. I thought he
I
was
haven't
a
seen-
good.
I haven't seen
None of them.
Nope.
Okay, well, there's no inherent rush, but
Right.
he was a decent Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Because he was older. He had some scruff, a little bit of salt and pepper hair.
He's
I mean,
a good
this
actor when you
isn't.
put him in the right role.
Yeah, when he's playing a billionaire.
Yeah.
I could play a great billionaire. He's driving like an Aston Martin. And the Flash asks him, he's like, "What's your superpower?" He's like, "I'm rich." He puts on the Ray-Bans.
Yeah. The joint flies into his mouth.
Yeah, hops the
Thug life.
curb.
Uh,
I would
okay.
watch another one. I would. Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would be interesting.
Who would you want to play Mr. Freeze?
I was just about to ask
Arnold
you that.
Schwarzenegger?
Oh, well, I mean, it's such an iconic
What
role.
if they got him back for it?
I was looking up some trivia. It said there was like 27 ice puns in Batman and Robin. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ice. We did that. We did this
Ice
in
to
the
meet
first
you.
podcast.
Yeah.
Ice to meet you. He's got great corny
Chill out.
words. I just rewatched Predator, the first one.
Yeah.
He throws a big Bowie knife at someone and it thongs into the wall through the body. He goes, "Stick around." It was a nice knife. He didn't even go back to it. So I wonder if he spends the rest of the Predator movie with just an empty
wish I had
sheath
my
on
knife.
his leg.
Yeah. Stick around.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Who could play Mr. Freeze in a new one? Give me 10 seconds to really think, because I'm trying to see if I
think of
picture an
Mr.
old
Freeze.
guy or a young guy.
Do you remember Mr. Freeze in the cartoons?
He was an older scientist, and his
he had
wife.
he had the black sunglasses on, didn't he? Am
Yeah,
I remembering that wrong?
But his wife died, and he froze her,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "I got to figure this out."
Yeah. Shit.
So it'd have to be somewhat of an older actor. Definitely-
J.K. Simmons.
Definitely not. Oh wow! I was gonna say definitely not Seth Rogen.
No.
Hey, Batman.
Yeah, a Batman.
Yeah. J.K. Simmons, that would be interesting. He's getting up there, though.
But he's still in great fucking shape. We just watched a movie with, was it Andy Samberg? I think where, like, it's kind of like a play on Groundhog Day, where they died and they lived the same day over and over again. Mm-hmm. And he's in it, and he's, like, buff.
Oh, all right.
Also, that new movie with Mark Wahlberg, the new Netflix movie. It's not even worth remembering. It wasn't that great, but he plays his like dad in it.
Mark Wahlberg is one bad paycheck away from being Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just cranking movies out.
What do you mean, man? Like everything's a question when he talks. I hate it.
Nothing tops him in The Happening.
What about the bees? Why doesn't anybody care about the bees, man? Oh, God. No.
I can't even picture anyone to play Mr. Freeze or any of the villains. Like, I'd like to
gonna
see
stick
some
with J.K.
different.
Simmons.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to think on it. Steve Carell. When in doubt, throw Steve in there.
Yeah.
I think he could pull it off. No, I don't know. It would be interesting to see because I am getting kind of jokered out.
You know
I'm
who
always
could've-
down to
You
do
know who
it.
could have played a good Riddler? Just look wise, Rainn Wilson. Now that you're bringing Steve Carell into it,
I think it's the glasses. You're probably picturing him as Dwight.
yeah, of
Where it's
course.
just like, get any Poindexter nerd in this role.
Fact.
Yeah, make him look all sweaty with his hair and his face.
Oh man.
Dano does it good.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, if you're going to typecast him, I can only think of one role
feel like
immediately
they-
where he was, like, outside of that. He's very briefly in 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, he's good in that.
you know,
he's
he's
a
a-
little punk bitch.
Little bigot.
Yeah, little bigot.
Not in real life, of course. I hope not.
I don't know. Well, speaking of Batman and who's played Batman, we have, God, his name just slipped my mind. You've already said him tonight. He had nipples.
Clooney?
Clooney, thank you, George Clooney.
What about him?
If we're going to transition to Coen Brothers tonight, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Okay.
Because I want to talk to you. I want to pick your brain, too, about
Yes.
some stuff with movies. Maybe to give the audience, all 10 of them, some perspective. Because you've got such a great eye for scenes and lighting and stuff. And I see it flourishing in, like, our later work. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. I just wanted to talk about like some directors over the next couple podcasts.
Yeah.
Like we'll get into Wes Anderson and
So-
etc. But maybe to start it off with the
Speaking
Coen
of
brothers.
Coen Brothers and cinematography, they have Roger Deakins, which is kind of like a ace in the pocket.
He wasn't on Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It was some
Yes, he
other
was.
guy.
I thought he was.
Who- I think
you
the
sure?
DP was another guy. He works. They do work.
They
I know him
constantly
from
work together.
Fargo. Yeah.
Like everything they've done.
Yeah.
Almost.
He's great.
Oh my God, Roger Deakins.
You know you're good at something when people can't even tell what you do. He does it so effortlessly.
1987. 1917.
1917?
1917.
Sam-
Holy shit.
Sam Mendes,
Let's rewind that.
I stick by my compliment. I see you flourishing.
So that scene that scene where he's running through that burning carcass of a building. Did you see the behind the scenes on that? On how Deakins lit that?
No.
He built a tower of like 2Ks or 1Ks, whatever they were.
Okay.
Like huge, like 150 lights, all flashing at the same time to light that entire area for them to film around. And then they put like little bits of CG fire in it. It was ridiculous. But when you have that kind of budget, you can make anything look pretty, to be honest.
So I know you said you didn't watch. You've never seen it? Their first film, the Coen Brothers' first
No,
film.
I can't
Blood
find
Simple.
it. I can't find it.
Do you have
anywhere.
HBO?
I do.
It's
Is it on there?
Yeah,
There we
HBO
go.
Max. There you go.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it good?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But okay, so it's one of those films that even they're not too crazy about.
Right.
And to tie in with Roger Deakins and cinematography, you could tell that they're good storytellers
Mm-hmm.
and possibly good. They are good directors, but some of the scenes and the lighting, it's just not what it is. I look at their later work and they are aging like fine wine.
Yeah.
They get better and better in a regard of Blood Simple has some like I can't even think of the word. Like you'll see their future habits where they can explain a scene without any dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And No Country for Old Men, it has a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs has a decent bit of that where
Yeah.
it's just. And when a filmmaker's good, I think you're more willing to let it like fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is I haven't even flipped the steak yet. It's just on autopilot. And
I definitely have to check it out.
one thing that's really crazy is I was looking up some trivia to raise funding for it. They were working with Sam Raimi in some regard, and he was like, shoot a trailer for it first and pitch it to raise the money. They got there's a fake investor trailer with Bruce Campbell
Okay.
as the main guy, crawling down the road. And,
They produced Evil Dead with Raimi.
did they produce it?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember like how they
I'm almost positive.
came
Don't quote
about.
me.
But I know it was Raimi. So if you watch the investor trailer, and actually if you watch Blood Simple, you'll see the shot. You know what is it? The smoke monster shot where someone's running and the camera just goes and pushes in on him from Evil Dead,
Oh yeah.
where like the trees are falling down.
Yeah.
So the trailer has that, and the movie itself, there's one shot where it's and it's Frances McDormand's first role, where she's arguing with her husband in the lawn, and the camera starts from like the sidewalk, and it's a fast, I guess, dolly in, like super hard pushing on them, and it feels very reminiscent of Evil Dead. It also doesn't work. It's an
Is that in the
ugly
movie
shot.
or the trailer?
Both.
Okay.
It's done differently. What's in the movie is whatever. It's the one shot in the film,
Right.
but in the trailer, it like goes over a car.
Okay.
It's like shot from behind of like the tail lights, and it pushes in. Do you know what the movie's about? A little bit.
I don't honestly.
It's basically a love triangle with a fourth guy involved. So it's a love square where a guy hires somebody to kill the man sleeping with his wife.
Okay.
And he owns a bar, and the guy is like the bartender who works for him and finds out they're sleeping together.
So it's kind of very similar to Fargo.
It's a very easy plot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy it might bore some people,
Right.
you know? And I would even wager that like Reservoir Dogs for a directorial debut is kind of boring.
Yeah.
There's some things I think that could use a 15-minute trim, but
True.
Blood Simple runs pretty lean. It's like a 90-minute movie, and there's nothing fancy schmancy about it, but you could see. Man, I love in their new movies those big shots they do, like No Country for Old Men, where
Like
it's just
establishing
the
shots?
landscape
Yeah.
and everything. They're just
Beautiful.
gorgeous. Yeah, they
Beautiful.
are some of my favorite filmmakers.
The colors that they use. That
What
Deakins
did you
uses.
rewatch by them recently? I've only seen it once.
So I started watching Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
I won't blame it on the movie. I was a little tired when I was watching it, and I kind of fell asleep halfway in. But I watched A Serious Man for the first time. I've never actually watched that.
That's where he's the dentist, right? It's like shot
No,
in
he's a
Utah or
he's
something.
a physics professor,
Okay.
and so basically he's just this giant pushover, and his life is going to shit.
Same.
And his wife cheats on him with some random loser who he knows, and the loser and his wife are trying to get him to like have conversations and dinner with him, and then he tells him like, oh, you're moving out of your house and I'm moving in, and then the guy dies, and she makes him pay for his funeral. It's like, dude, like you just want to shake someone in it, and then it just ends so abruptly. But tone and pacing is very, very Coen-esque, and it was great. I loved it.
Really?
I loved it.
Maybe I saw it when I was young. It's kind of an older movie.
It's a
15 years at least.
And the ending was just very abrupt, and it left you with so many unanswered questions, and it's like, come on.
Okay.
Kind of.
The Coens have such an odd style. Like, literally, either it's like very quirky or very dry.
They have that really dark humor in a lot of their movies.
Oh, yeah, and it's great. But, I mean, Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou is kind of, I can't even describe it in one word. Goofy.
Yeah,
honestly,
it was my least favorite.
I would watch it again.
I didn't finish it.
It's fun. It's different. It's part musical, and I could see where that would play into Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs was one. What was your favorite sequence in it?
So it's 6 segments, just for the audience or anybody listening. I would say the one that I've thought about the most. Cinematically wise, the segment with Tom Waits is fucking gorgeous.
Oh my God, beautiful.
Everything about it, and I don't know too much of Waits' career. He's just exceptional in that scene.
Did you ever see Wrist Cutters?
Negatron.
Such a good movie.
I'll have to watch it. And the last segment I really loved, where they're in the cart, and it's all like monologues. Really good, foreboding. It's such a tone shift too.
I know.
It's good. It starts out Tim Blake Nelson like kind of singing, and I'm like, oh, what the hell is this movie gonna be?
It's fucking hilarious though.
It's good.
He's hilarious.
He's like a trick shot. Clancy Brown's in it. I love Clancy Brown.
And he's such a happy-go-lucky dude, but he's a murderer, like a cold-blooded murderer. It's hilarious. It's like it's crazy that Netflix got Coen Brothers to do a movie with
good
them.
for them.
And, I mean, they're getting everybody to do movies.
Do another one. Yeah. I can't believe I let three or so years go by because I don't really have Netflix, and finally saw it, and I was like, you know what? We want to talk about Coen Brothers. I really want to watch this movie. I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it was a fun movie.
And it that's what I'm saying. It showcases their talent, whether it is in part the DP and stuff, because you could be a good director, but if the scene's not lit and it looks like dog shit, I mean, no one's getting any credit.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, as long as the audio is good and
watch Blood Simple and
the story,
and
good.
Maybe you'll kind of see what I'm.
I have to.
Like,
now that I know,
some better lighting. I mean, and that's kind of how we maybe look at our stuff with Dead County or something.
God,
it's just there's so many hands that are involved.
If we make another feature, no, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna say that. Never mind.
Well, we will make another feature.
Oh no, we will make another feature.
We will be back.
Speaking of another feature,
sometimes they come back.
Sometimes they come back.
Yeah.
That's an inside story.
Yeah. What the hell?
Should we pitch movies in this, or we're not going to give the audience
I want to.
Our ideas.
So
okay, go.
No, I just wanted to finish on because there's so much stuff I want to talk about with Coen Brothers. I feel like I could talk about them for an hour. Love it or leave it. Fargo. Do you dig the Minnesotan? Do you like the accents and stuff?
I love it.
My grandpa apparently hated that movie.
Really?
Yeah. When we asked him about it, he's like, he'd be great on the show. He'd be like, what a hunk of shit that was.
I feel like my dad would be on there because he's always putting shit down, and then like, all right, what was it about? I don't know.
Yeah, correct. I think you just have to like that little world and kind of go into it. The one thing I will say about what the Coens do really well is each film feels like its own bubble. And maybe you can connect their work with other bubbles, but they all have their own little town vibe to it. Like, I fully believe in the Big Lebowski's version of Los Angeles with Sam Elliott. And that's their version of it. Whereas A Brother, Where Art Thou could be Kentucky or Louisiana, wherever the hell it is. And the same with this. It's in Texas. I think they do the Western vibe really good. Yeah. There's this awesome Cormac McCarthy novel called Blood Meridian that they've been trying to make for 20 years. It's crazy violent.
I mean, at this point, they have enough money that they can fund it themselves. So are they not getting backing for it?
I just think it's tough to make. I mean, the book itself is like a lot of like a gang just killing people, and the main character is like an 8-foot tall dude. They want Vincent D'Onofrio to play, who's probably the only guy that could really sell it. Okay, but Cormac McCarthy
he could play Mr. Freeze too.
That'd be cool. Wow, that'd be really cool. Yeah, but Cormac McCarthy's not for everybody. He's slow. And I think that's why the Coens and him worked so well together, because you need a director that can establish the town, the landscape with those shots, and it can be slow paced but not be boring.
Right, which is
build
what
suspense.
Coens do the best.
Yeah, I would not, with any other director, I probably wouldn't watch a 4-minute scene of Josh Brolin like cutting and taping hangers together to a stick and buying 2 motel rooms. I mean, it's just kind of, but it's very important. It's setting up shit. It's baiting the hook. You can't catch a big fish without baiting the hook, and they bait it really well. I'll watch anything they do.
What's your favorite Coen Brothers movie?
You go first. Let me think.
Ooh, well, I gotta think about it.
Oh God. Okay, how about this? Split it into comedy and they're more violent films. So you could give 2 if you'd like.
All right, but I mean, where does Fargo fall in that? Comedy or violent?
Whatever you want, bub.
I mean, dude goes into a wood chipper.
Yeah.
But it's a hilarious movie. I think I just had it on the tip of my tongue and I lost it.
What is your favorite? Intolerable Cruelty with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones?
No. All right, it's not my favorite, but we watched this relatively recently because I never watched it because it got really bad ratings or really bad reviews. Hail Caesar. I loved it.
Is your favorite Coen?
No. It's not. I said it's not my favorite,
okay.
but it's something that just popped in my head because we watched it recently. It was fantastic. And even what's his name in it? Channing Tatum, hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And he has like a whole dance thing going on, singing. It's so good.
How about their least favorite?
My least favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. There's some that I missed.
I'd give it another try.
I haven't seen Intolerable Cruelty.
Okay.
I haven't seen. I don't really. I know I rated it A Serious Man, but I know it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe I could watch it again on. What would you say Evidence shines in? Like mood, like the town, the production, acting.
What
A
was
Serious
the question?
Man.
What was the question?
What do you enjoy about A Serious Man? Because that's why I'm
the story is great. It's depressing, but at the same time, it's funny.
Okay.
And it does a really good job of just getting you in his mindset and just getting angry for the main character.
Okay.
And like you want to see him snap and like get out of the situation and kind of don't.
Okay.
You do for a second and then you don't.
I would immediately say my favorite comedy, The Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
That's a perfect film.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Big Lebowski. In terms of comedy, I can only think of 2 right now: Big Lebowski and Shaun of the Dead. 10 out of 10.
Oh, for comedies that you love.
Comedy,
Oh, okay, okay.
That are like perfect movies.
Okay. I could see it.
Shaun of the Dead is a perfect movie.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I think No Country for Old Men is their best.
All together?
With everything that it is, as far as screenplay adaptation, how the film looks, what it's about. I mean, obviously this goes to Cormac McCarthy because he wrote the source material, but man, if you had to take all of the films that they did from the 90s and the early 2000s and put it up against this, it's where they really, I think anyways, come into the light as like weird directors.
Right.
You know, we've got our shit together. We know who we want to work with. We've got this. We got connections for actors and actresses, and I think it's going to age really well. I do watch it, not all the time, every couple of years or so, and it looks great. I don't think there's been a villain like what Javier Bardem has done in so long. And
I agree.
Yeah, that movie showcases it, and I can see some of that in Ballad of Buster Scruggs, where it must have been great to be with them and a DP and just going out. I don't know where they shot it, in Texas, Oklahoma, or wherever the fuck. And just be like, this is going to be the shot. Like what every filmmaker does. Their fingers in a square. Like, this is going to be it.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Might have to rewatch it.
Yeah. I've seen it so many times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely rewatch it. Don't get me wrong.
It's a great adaptation. I would say that and Rosemary's Baby are some of the best book adaptations. Okay. That movie's so old, Rosemary's Baby, because back in like the 1968, Roman Polanski, when he changed it from the book to the movie, they weren't really doing that a lot
Right.
and changing the material too much. So it's very close to the book itself. Can't speak for Roman Polanski as a person, but that is a 10 out of 10 horror film for me. Rosemary's Baby is perfect. The novel's great too.
Interesting.
Anything else with the Coens? Like, is there any movie or any shot or anything that's been like inspiration for you as far as like what you want to be as a filmmaker? Like, did you take anything away from them with their style and humor, or?
With their humor, I mean, it's hard to replicate someone else's humor. You know what I mean? Like, no, I mean, I guess nothing in particular jumps out. Just the sheer fact of watching it and looking at it and being like eyes wide open and saying, "Wow, this is gorgeous."
Yeah.
Like, it makes you want to spend more time planning and doing pre-res and just storyboarding and locking your shots down beforehand and like going on scouts beforehand. And it's a little difficult when you don't have the budget and you work full-time jobs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And it's just that,
Yeah, they had a never give up attitude.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, fuck it, we got to film a trailer. The trailer really looks nothing like the movie, to be honest. The trailer, for what it is, probably 1985, it looks terrible. And
See,
it's not
the
their
thing
style. Like, whoever was on camera, it's so Sam Raimi.
Right.
With just
Yeah.
that style. But they wanted to push it and sell it and get funding. And you know what? I mean, we would do that too.
The thing is, though, and like not taking anything away from them, because obviously it's the Coen Brothers. They're fucking geniuses. But back then, the competition was minuscule compared to what it is now.
It was mostly Brian De Palma.
Yeah, everybody nowadays, you could film a movie with your phone. Everybody has access to a cinema camera right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct.
So right now so if we were to make a trailer, to like a proof of concept trailer,
Yeah.
which like we've made a couple of those,
Yeah.
to pitch, like we'd still need to know the right people. We'd have to have an in before we got that to someone in order to pitch it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know,
I agree.
but I'm trying to think of an earlier Coen Brother movie.
The second one is Raising Arizona with Nicolas Cage.
Hilarious.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what I
Young,
meant as far as they're very odd. Some of those movies...
Most of their movies are odd, which is awesome. Like, I love it. I mean, look at them. They're kind of odd.
I haven't seen Barton Fink.
I haven't either.
I watched Miller's Crossing.
I don't think
I think it's Gabriel Byrne.
Gabriel Burns is on a Coen
It's
Brother movie?
slow. It's very slow. Albert Finney. Yeah, it's about like mobsters and Prohibition era.
Oh, okay.
It's
I know,
good,
I know,
but I
know
would say that's for me is just it's way too slow. I don't care about the story. I'm not invested in it. But I'm not crazy about mob movies. Like I didn't rush to go see. Wow, this is actually older than I think. Public Enemies with Johnny Depp, and you know,
wasn't mob, but it was like whatchamacallit era, Prohibition era. Oh god, the name just slipped my mind, with Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy. Completely irrelevant. Anyway, it was a really good movie. Inside Llewyn Davis.
okay, that's another one where
That might be my favorite.
really, wow,
Yeah.
we're polar opposites.
I know.
Can't you
Well,
tell?
the music. The bluegrass in it, the folk music.
Oh,
is
all
great.
right. Yeah, it
It's
just does
depressing
nothing
as
for
shit,
me.
but I love depressing movies for some reason.
I've been seeing it. Like Oscar Isaac looks great in it.
and he's one of my favorite
Plays
actors.
that mood really well. I kind of look like him if I had hair.
I can see it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Right on. So nose.
You know who else you kind of look like? What's his name from Film Riot? Anyway.
I don't know that. I don't know that boy.
Yeah. I don't know that boy.
It's definitely not my favorite. I know it's the only one with Justin Timberlake cast.
That's the only one with Justin Timberlake. That's true.
Yeah.
But no, that's pretty good.
I will
like
watch
it.
anything that they do. I hope they do something soon.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, whatchamacallit just came out, but I think that's just Joel's, right?
Oh
Hamlet,
yeah,
or
the
not
tragedy
Hamlet,
of Macbeth.
Macbeth, yeah.
And it's on Apple. I need to find somebody that has an Apple account.
Well, you just got a phone. You should get a.
I will not watch that movie on my phone.
No. When you get a new phone, you should. They give you a year.
Yeah, an Apple account. Yeah,
A year free of Apple TV.
But what would I do? Go on my laptop and HDMI it to the TV off of Apple? I guess I could do
You don't have
that.
a smart TV?
No,
You
it's
get a
just a
Roku?
flat screen. It's so
They're like
much. This
$25. Makes your TV a smart TV.
We're getting there.
Come on, man.
We're trying.
Come on, man.
My VCR and I don't take kindly to Roku. You got anything else you want to add on the Coens? Yeah. Sorry,
I know I'm missing one.
Movies that they've done?
Yeah, that I wanted to talk about. It's crazy.
Burn After Reading.
Thank you.
Okay.
Burn After Reading is I think one of the funniest.
I haven't seen it.
John Malkovich.
Okay.
and Brad Pitt, they have this one scene where Brad Pitt goes in, they have something of his, which is what he says, and like they're holding it for ransom to blackmail him.
Okay.
And Brad Pitt's this dumb stoner like fitness guy. I don't even think he's a stoner, he's just dumb. And he thinks he has it on him. And he's like, I have your stuff, man, if you want it back. And John Malkovich is John Malkovich in it. And he's brilliant. And he's like, you're a fucking moron. Give me my fucking shit. And like Brad Pitt gets scared. And it's just such a funny.
Do you have it on DVD?
I might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Clooney's in that too. And he's pretty funny in that as well. It's a riot, dude.
Clooney needs something to revive him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
a director now.
Okay.
That's what he's focusing on, probably.
All right. Yeah. His last movie on Netflix was a boring mess. Midnight Run? No, that's the Robert De Niro movie. Midnight Sun or something?
I don't know.
Where it's really cold. He's up in Antarctica with the girl, and they're like...
Oh, I know. Okay, I know. I didn't see that, though.
I don't know what it is.
Brad Pitt, though, has that new movie Bullet Train coming out.
You sent me the trailer. I did watch it.
It looks fun.
Looks fun. Yeah, the movies have been so whack since the pandemic lately. I need a good time. That's why I went and saw Jackass with you. It's like, I just need a laugh.
That's so different.
Some levity.
Yeah. Everything that's been going in the theaters lately has kind of been like a disappointment to some degree.
Correct. Yeah.
Batman was good.
Not too much. I would say this is like the... Last year was pretty whack too, but the Oscars is just... I don't know. I'm trying to go through some of the films, and nothing's really grabbed me. Actually, on HBO, I want to watch it. Maybe talk about it by the next podcast. Drive My Car.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's up for Best Foreign Film, Japan, and Best Picture as well. Correct. Yeah, it's 3 hours long now. I watched the trailer. I shut it off halfway. I was like, I guess it's one of those movies you just got to watch.
Trailers nowadays give the whole movie away. And I say nowadays, but if you look at trailers from back in like the 90s, they literally give the whole movie away. And the ending as well.
I want more trailers with voiceovers. I miss that fucking guy.
In a world where good takes on evil.
Or
will evil prevail?
Yeah, there's like the fast-paced ones, like little Tommy McBride is off from school today, and he's and he's good.
Oh man, if we had Eric here right now, that'd be fun.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric. If you're watching. So we talked about this. This set's going to change, and we might use this set for a project we're working on right now. Working out the deets.
We've got ambitions, dreams, as it were. Yeah, I could see it in the back behind me. I don't know if you could see. I got a little Gremlins statue over there to give it a new movie vibe. First episode with the Gremlin. Hashtag Gremlin episode.
Hashtag Gremlin rules.
Yeah.
Got some Stranger Things pops going on over there. They're cool. So,
do you want to talk about another director? Are we in a
right
direct?
now? No, let's save another director for another episode. We can go into a different segment though. We can talk about something else, different topic, like
I will say this then.
Making Annex a feature film.
Yeah, you could pitch it if you want.
All right, so it's not really much of a pitch. Basically, going off of what we have already, how it's going to be episodic, but instead of it being episodic, shooting it in an episodic way, where we shoot each episode at a time and then putting them together. Because think about it. We could shoot it with no-name actors, our friends. We can keep it contained. We can shoot a scene at the beer barn and then have the main character be at the beer barn who lives through it and starts to fight back.
Okay.
So basically, it would start at the house, or we can do something like before that, even more like just for filler time with your character. Then the house happens. Then we go to the building. Then we go to the library, or then we go to the beer barn, where like Sam's there or something like that. He's like, "Come on, man, I got it." And like some, this is what I had in my head. Some like strung out girl comes in. And she's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" And Sam's like, "number 1 or number 2." And she's like, "Let me use your bathroom." He's like, "Shit, all right." She goes in there. She's like doing drugs, and he's like, "Come on, man, come on." And then John is supposed to be leaving his first job to help Sam close the beer store, so that John can go meet, or no, so that Sam can go meet his girl at the library. So as this is happening, we go over to the library and we see like Sierra or something, her character, and that going on. And then John comes in. He's like, "Come on, man, I thought you were supposed to be here already." And he stays in. John stays there.
This seems tough to pitch during the podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is just you and I talking right now.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, like, if someone was watching this, I'm like, huh?
Yeah, well,
I hear you. Okay.
it's the same way like we write sometimes. It's because like we're not pitching to anyone else. We kind of know what's going on.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I don't know. It's a thought.
Okay.
And it's just like we self-distribute it.
I just always look at it at the writing perspective. Like, what is the third act? Who's the character?
Well, that's the thing. The girl, the drug addict.
Okay.
John comes in to the store and locks the door because he knows someone. Because Sam tells him someone's in there. She comes out like, "What the fuck? Who are you? Why can't I get out?" And then she kills him. She figures out how to cook the heroin needle.
Okay.
Fucking stabs him in the neck with it. And this is up like in Faculty. This is very Faculty-esque, this whole... Like, that's all I'm picturing in it. Especially the dude running down the hall. It's like the principal in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It's a... Yeah. And then they all surround the beer barn.
It just relies a lot on getting that
When John dies, like, they all sense it. And they fucking... And then I was thinking, too, like, we do a oneer from the beer barn over to the library. Yeah. We do a oneer over to the library, and in the background you see things like walking and crawling. It'd be an ambitious shot, but I think we could pull that off. We just spend a whole night on that, like one whole night on that scene.
Yeah, true. Wow. That's interesting.
I don't know.
It'd have to take place in one night.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And like the fact that we're bouncing around to other people, we'd have to make the creature a little bit better looking, but that's one-time purchase. And B, we'd have to make the kills more exciting and like show more, I guess.
It's all about the deaths.
Yeah. That and a movie like this would be about the humor and the deaths.
So what we're talking about, we want to do a movie that's kind of, definitely sci-fi, but pod people, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, esque, but
which is basically the same thing that Faculty was. I mean, honestly, dude, that's the only movie that pops in my head when I think about this.
It's what I'm picturing as well. That's a guilt.
One of my favorite movies.
That's a guilt. That's a screenwriter from Scream.
Yep, and it was Robert Rodriguez who directed it.
Cool.
I didn't know that at the time. Does he?
Yeah.
Is it
it's
a
called
horror?
Hypnotic. I don't know. It's probably like
Spy Kids.
No, it's R-rated. The guy that wrote, you ever see that show on AMC, The Terror?
No.
It's about like the ship, and it's stuck in like the Antarctic. Everything gets stuck in the Antarctic. I don't know why people go there. Yeah.
The views.
The views.
The views. Go on. Oh, that's it. That you don't.
Oh yeah, that was it. I don't really know much about the movie.
Do you know when it's coming out?
Probably get a trailer soon.
Okay.
And then sometime soon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's like nothing coming out. There hasn't been a movie that's really grabbed me in a long time. Other than, Spider-Man and stuff like that. Oh, you know what? Did you watch the trailer for Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi with Ewan McGregor? What'd you think of that?
I watched it on my phone. I'd like to watch it on the TV with the surround sound so I can get more detail, but it looked okay. It looked definitely more modern than the first trilogy.
Yeah. Joel Edgerton's in it.
I saw that. Yeah, I was like, wow, Disney's spending money.
Good for them.
Disney,
I mean,
Netflix,
they wouldn't have
they're
to
all
pay
spending
if
money.
Disney's calling for you to get in a Star Wars canon,
Yeah.
anything like,
Yeah.
get in there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if they have me playing someone sweeping the Death Star. I'll
I feel
push
like
the broom.
Ewan McGregor is one of those dudes who's just like, he always hits.
Yeah,
He's such a good actor, in my opinion.
I loved his season of Fargo.
I haven't seen the series yet.
He plays like
I didn't even know he was
dual
in it.
roles. He plays
yeah.
a fat brother and a young, good-looking brother, I guess. But they got those accents, eh?
Yeah. Oh, I take it back. I don't know why he accepted Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't know
that.
why he accepted that role, but to each
You
their
know,
own.
I don't know. I just didn't
Probably a
need too
good
much
paycheck.
with those.
The
It's
second
tough
one
to-
was definitely better than the.
It's just tough to watch every
wasn't the same, it's
comic
the first
book
one.
movie that comes
Yeah,
out.
I
I
know.
miss Shazam. It's no fault of the movie.
I like Shazam. It's interesting. It felt like a more low budget superhero movie, if you will,
Okay,
but
probably because
not in a great way.
Yeah.
Not like they went for big budget,
Oh,
but they just didn't have it type of
Okay.
deal. But
no, it's getting a sequel.
it's getting a sequel, so
Yeah.
it was a fun movie. It was funny and like
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Interesting.
Just the vibes of it felt lower end.
Have you seen any newer remakes like stuff like that? Have you seen the new Ghostbusters?
No,
I
I
don't know
haven't
if that
seen
came
that
out
or
on
the
DVD
all
yet.
female cast one either.
Well, there's not to be sexist or anything, but there's really
I've
no
heard it was
point
terrible, yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
Which is fine, okay? Make them women. But you know what? How about make them fucking funny?
But this is my thing. Why do we have to harp on making every character that everybody loves a woman or, a different race? Why not write a brand new story for these women? It could be even loosely based off Ghostbusters and start a new franchise for them. That's dope. Because you're going to get people who love that franchise to come and see this, and it's not going to be up to par to their standards. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you could have made a brand new movie and had the same characters in it and just have it be an all badass female cast.
I can't believe that the first thought wasn't to be like, all right, we get Murray Ackroyd, Ramus, God bless him, if he was still alive. And, I feel bad I forget him. Eugene,
Yeah.
I think, you know who I'm talking
I
about.
know his face. I don't know his name.
The fourth Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Get them and get these women that they had. They could have been their respective granddaughters. You
I don't know what the storyline even is.
Yeah, it's
I
just
haven't
four
watched it.
women busting ghosts.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's really nothing. I didn't enjoy it.
Kind of like Ocean's, 8? I didn't see it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I heard not so great things.
That seems to be the thing to do.
There's-
It's like
there's
if you
that-
can't remake it, you
Well,
reboot
there's
it and you
that- there-
flip it. Flip
There's
the
that
gender.
Netflix movie where it's basically like a female version of John Wick.
There's so many incarnations of films like that. Like Hannah.
Lena Headey, I think her name is, from
Okay.
Game of Thrones. She's in it.
Yeah, I don't watch Game.
But it was decent.
Okay.
It was good action. What's her name? Who was in the remake of the movie with The Rock? I can't think of the name. Jumanji. Jesus, thank you.
That was all right.
Thanking myself.
Okay.
The chick from that, and she also played Gamora, and not Gamora, Gamora's sister in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
She was the main chick in it. She was pretty good.
Not too sure.
I can't remember her name.
Not Rosario Dawson.
no, no.
Okay.
No, I don't think Rosario Dawson was in it. Was she in it? No, it was what's her name?
Yeah, I don't know too much about.
God, there's too many actors in the world. I can't
Actors
remember
and
everyone's
stuff.
name.
You only need to know one actor. His name is Humphrey Bogart.
Everett Oster.
No.
Humphrey Bogart. No.
Yeah, no, stop.
But I think if we flushed it out, and Annex, if we flushed it out, and like, even if we spent a year making it, like here and there, you know what I mean? Like not something that we have to
Yeah.
do all at once, you know?
It's just tough because you were like, we got to release YouTube shorts.
I know,
And
I
I'd
know,
write
I
these
know,
shorts, and
I
it's
know.
like, we'll make it a feature, and it's just like, okay,
I know.
because that happens with everyone.
I know.
He said, I know.
I know.
Dad, you drink
We
too
do.
much.
We need to do another short soon. Because
The problem is every short film, it just gets compounded.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing, but I don't know. I told you how I like to write. Like, I want there to be some sort of character trait in there. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm just saying, anyone watching, our YouTube channel doesn't want to just become, here it is. Here's some fucking movie. Like, it kills me to put out stuff like that. You know, I'm not saying it's my name, but like, we're attached to this project forever.
Well, I know.
I want it to be good, and I know you do too.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I see the progression and stuff, and I just think, if we put out 4 movies a year and they're fantastic versus if we put out 20 movies a year and some of them aren't that great.
See, I don't take YouTube that seriously.
Yeah.
We're making shorts and we're doing like, so if you look at like some of the horror channels on YouTube and see what they're making, some of them are good. The ones that are really good are the ones that spend like $20,000 on said short, and they release it on YouTube like a year or two after they make it, and it's already done the festival route.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So the people who are doing strictly YouTube shorts, they're not. They're good. They're decent. Some of them, but they're not. You know.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of thought put into them. Maybe there was thought, but there wasn't a lot of like crazy effort or amount of effort put into them.
And that's what I like about.
But people like them. People enjoy them.
I know.
So you gotta stay true to your art, but at the same time you gotta
sometimes
give
the majority is wrong. I say, you know what? Period. I mean, I would say if anyone's listened to me talk for 3 episodes, I've even rewatched myself. I sound like a cynic. You would think, why am I even talking about film? Like, every movie we bring up, I'm like, terrible, horrible. Yeah. But I know that time is precious. You got an hour and a half. I want a story. I want character arc. Like, I want to see this. This is one of the oldest forms of entertainment. And I'm just saying, I like that. So in our last short film that's out, it's called Sucker. It's a vampire short film. Spoiler alert. We shot one of the scenes outside where the main character, John, comes out the porch and he's outside in the lawn. He's looking for his dog, and we shot it. Seemed like it was fine. A minute later, Christian's reviewing the footage, and he's like, you know what? We got to redo it. He's like, I want to reset up the lighting. The lighting doesn't make any sense for this scene. 80% of other YouTube accounts would have just been like, no one gives a fuck about the lighting. We're going to do it. And I appreciate the fact that we redid it. Yeah, even that it was cold, I commend you for that, because
it was cold.
You know, that's why I love David Fincher. 200 takes on sliding a duffel bag across the floor in Panic Room.
I have 200 takes in the next one.
I want you to. I like when you do. I mean, it's just funny because it's
not
like,
going to record the first 15.
Go. Do it again. And I think when I'm acting anyways, I get looser and better.
Depends on the role you're playing.
As it goes.
Oh, okay.
But I know, I mean, sometimes, you get
that's what I noticed too with all of our group. And I'm sure that's true for most actors, but like once you start doing it, you get more comfortable. Like you start repeating the lines over and over again, they come second nature to you. And then you get to you don't forget the dialogue, but you get to
believe it,
be free with your other, like your emotions and your facial expressions, because you're not constantly thinking like, fuck, what's my next line.
So I just wanted to point that out with just even something as little as it's an exterior shot, and we redid it to set up the lighting. I don't know if anybody would possibly or has even noticed, like, oh, that lighting is crisp outside. But it's good. I like that we take our time. I wish that we had a whole week to be like, we're going to really set this up.
I know.
Because I see the mood that we're setting up with stuff, and I don't think throwaways are bad. I love jump scares.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
I get what you're saying.
You know,
I agree with
it's tough. It's where does the grizzle start and where does the steak begin?
Right.
Where, you know, I want to add more to it. Let's, at least rather than just someone sitting here and the phone rings and it's like, whoa, what's that? Oh, someone's at the door. Who's at the door? At the back door. We're better than that. Not that that's a bad thing, but I want us to be.
I think that we could. I think we could do a mixture of the two. We can give the people what they want, and we can also make what we want and have people enjoy it. The thing is, with YouTube, in my mind, is that in order to get to a certain point that we want to get to, which is we don't want to be YouTube stars. We want to just build a following to the point where we have backers when we want to make our next feature. So if we have a bunch of people who subscribe to us and really enjoy our stuff, and we reach out to them and be like, hey guys, we're doing a crowdfunder for our next movie. Help us out, share it, spread the word. That's where we want to get. But if we want to get there, we have to put out content at a rapid pace, because there's so much content out there, and there's like so much that people could do, that if we have a lapse in time, people are going to forget about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you want to put out, quantity, sometimes quality takes a bit of a hit.
I understand that. Well, I'd rather
I'd
rather be a video confession of us saying, first and foremost, like, we know what we're capable of.
Wait,
I know.
This is going to be loud. Probably wasn't loud.
I know what we're capable of, and like, we don't want, I don't want to speak for you, but I know you don't feel that way. I don't want to just turn the light on in the movie and we'll film it.
Right.
I like when we block it. I like
when, absolutely.
Everything is for a reason.
If you think about it, we have done that in most of our shorts. Like, we block it, we light it, we do all those things.
Yep.
It's just, they're just quick.
Agreed.
And there's no like.
I never want to cheat the audience.
Right.
I feel like a lot of films do that
Yeah.
nowadays. The newer remakes and stuff, where I like to assume the audience is paying attention. I mean, if you see two people on the phone, or one person on the phone, they say, I love you, it's someone that they care about. We shouldn't have to go into extra stuff or flesh it out or waste time with it. Wes Craven was a really efficient director. He didn't really give too much. There's no beating around the bush in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
It starts, he's in the dreams. Oh, well, what do? Turns out the town killed this guy years ago. Oh.
They burned him alive.
And they do it so fast. That movie's actually, the more I think about it, it's like a machine. Where it's just, I totally buy it too.
Speaking of that, and bringing it back to Annex, right into the action, the whole movie's action. So it's always like the next step is happening. So it's like, all right, I just watched an hour of this and it felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why that's why my brain's going to doing a feature with Annex. And the cool thing about it is that we could film when we have an off week, we can plan it, film 1 weekend we film one scene. Next weekend we film maybe 1 or 2 scenes. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be right away, which now, trying to look into the future, I could see that being like, oh, I just want to finish this fucking thing and watch it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you're still watching at this point, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like on this video. It really helps us out. And you don't have to spread the word on this. We just do this for fun.
I don't mind.
It's like therapy.
I'm not even advertising that we do
Nah,
it.
I don't know
to be honest, if you want to hear a film discussion, you'll watch it.
Yeah.
If it's not for you, it is what it is. Enjoy your cup of tea, whatever it might be.
Yeah. These are I think of it as therapy. It's nice. It's taking an hour out of your day and talking about something you love.
Maybe I don't know how far into the podcast we are, but
we're probably a little bit over an hour.
Oh yeah.
If I would.
The last thing that I'll say then, real quick, I started Dope Sick on Hulu with Michael Keaton.
So good.
Little melodramatic.
Yeah. Well,
some things
yeah.
I've noticed in there, but
like what?
Man, some of it feels overly dramatic.
Okay.
At first the timeline editing threw me off.
It
considerably.
It did with us too.
Because it's 1996, 2002.
And that doesn't get better.
No, it doesn't.
It does that throughout the whole series.
And that's fine. At this point, I'm hanging on. I'm on episode 5, and Michael Keaton just snorted his first OC80.
Plays a good addict.
Yeah, he's good. I'll watch him in anything.
Yeah, Keaton.
I'm so happy that he's got a resurgence.
Michael Keaton for what's his name?
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Oh my god, that'd be interesting. Yeah. But I'm going to finish Dope Sick. The acting's good. Who's really great in it is Peter Sarsgaard.
Yep.
He's a great background actor where you've seen him. He's got that face where if you didn't know film, you'd be like, who the fuck is that
He's
guy?
great in everything.
Cheap Paul Rudd. Like, no, that's Paul Sarsgaard.
even in Green Lantern, he was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Green Lantern
I
was
missed
terrible.
that one.
He didn't
Miss me with that bullshit. I can't do
he's
too
good
many
in
Ryan
everything,
Reynolds
man.
movies.
No.
No, I'm
No.
not willing to do it.
No.
I watched Free Guy, his like most
Did you?
recent
How was
movie.
it?
It was funny. As I say, I don't watch Ryan Reynolds movies.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was funny. You know, you have to
Taika-
be into
Taika
video
Waititi's in
games.
it, right?
Yeah, he's terrible, I thought.
Oh, really? I love him, though.
Yeah,
I
he's
just- I
definitely.
love him.
It seemed beneath him almost, where it was like, yeah, you would do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually, his new show on HBO, The Pirate Show, we watched 2 episodes, and
No.
it's just.
Is it
it's-
dry
it's
humor?
just- it's not even. It's just not. Something's missing out of it. Yeah, because I showed Kayla What We Do in the Shadows, and it's her like one of her all-time favorite movies now. Even the show she loves.
Cool.
And have you ever seen it?
I've seen the Jermaine Clement
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show.
Oh well, the show's newer.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's decent,
Okay.
but the movie itself is gut-wrenching funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool concept.
It is.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I used to like their show, Flight of the Conchords.
See me.
Stupid.
Yeah. That wasn't Watiti though. In Flight of the Conchords.
No,
No. Okay.
I'm just saying Jermaine.
Oh,
Just
right.
the other dude. They've got their awesome New Zealand accent, eh?
Yeah. He's also funny in almost everything he does.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Can we just maybe end the episode?
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit
what a
with
beautiful movie.
Takai
10 out of 10.
Taki Watiti. Is that it?
Taika Waititi.
Man, we're gonna talk more
Perfect
about
film.
Jojo Rabbit if we're gonna end the
That's
episode.
another one. Three
The
perfect
cinematography,
films.
good lord.
Oh my god, the story.
Well,
Bro, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alerts, because we just have to talk about it. When he finds his mom's shoes and he ties them and just starts, oh my god. It's such a hilarious movie, and then it just fucking makes you suicidal with sadness, almost. But then it gets better. We watched it with Kayla's parents. Shout out
oh
to
my god,
Deb and Gary.
that's funny.
Because like we knew that they'd love it. So
Yeah.
like we sat them down like, well, let's watch it.
Cool.
And they teared up, especially
Aw.
at the end, and they started dancing together and everything
Yeah.
like that.
David
And then
Bowie.
what's her name's blowing up from it? The girl, I don't know her name,
Okay,
but she was in some really, really great movies lately.
I'd have to
Like,
look her up.
Old.
Okay, she was in Old.
Yeah, she was the main chick. The
Oh
girl.
boy, that's another upcoming episode. The M Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
I'm gonna do
God.
that episode in my bathrobe, so I could chew that guy
We're gonna have
apart.
a
I don't even
glass
know.
of whiskey
Yeah.
for that.
Ooh.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah, it does. All right. Well, that was episode 3. If you guys are still tuned in, thank you. God bless. You heard Christian and I talk about a new project.
Yeah.
Coen Brothers, spoiler-free version of Batman. And
If you're still watching
It's
at
a good
this
little
point,
episode.
kudos.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us. It means a lot.
I'm gonna stand up. My legs hurt.
All
So.
right. All right, guys.
See you in episode 4.
See you next week.